Come on in, come on in, come on in. Shake your shimmy, 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 shimmy. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. Come on in. Happy Sunday. Where's everyone watching from? This is our weekly recap of Belle Collective and Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm your boy, TheKempire, and you are watching us on multiple platforms. We're live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and behind the scenes here on TikTok. We were already talking a little bit on TikTok. Guys, don't forget to let me know where you are watching from. We're about to get into a recap of Belle Collective, a little bit of Belle Collective, and Love and Marriage Huntsville. Don't forget to share the live. Don't forget to like the live as well. And don't forget to get you some. This is from our new collection, from our new distributor. So be sure to check out the Kempire merch. I'm loving the quality of this t-shirt. I'm loving the quality of the printing. You know, we are always trying to elevate everything that we do here on the channel. So for your Pride merch, or if you just love rainbows, head on over to houseofkempire.com and support us this month. And for those of you that are part of the Later On crew or the replay crew, we will have the Trevor Project fundraiser somewhere along here. Help us reach our goal of over $2,500 for the month. You know, we do this every single Pride month. So help us help the Trevor Project continue their amazing work with the LGBTQIA plus youth community and within our community in general. Shout out to everyone watching from around the United States and from around the world. I see South Africa's in the building. What's going on, everyone? Of course, New York City's in the building. And less smoky than it's been this week. All right, let's get into this recap and let me know your thoughts on how you would rate it live chat on all platforms, no matter where you're watching from. How would you rate the latest episode of Belle Collective and the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville? Let's get into a countdown and then let's get into this recap.
Baby, baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow my lady, just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel because it is a subscribers only live chat, turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on anything. And for everything The Kempire, head on over to TheKempire.com for our merchandise, for our podcast, Kempire Radio. And yes, I know, a new episode will be coming soon. I'm going to give you so many episodes, you're going to be like, damn, I can't keep up. But if you're not following us on our YouTube channels, then you're already missing out. So be sure to follow us there. TikToks, for those that are wondering where I'm looking at our YouTube. Those that are watching on Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, you can see me directly on. For those on TikTok, if you just want to watch behind the scenes, that's great as well. We appreciate you guys. Keep tapping your screens on TikTok. Those of you that are on YouTube, like the video. Those of you on Facebook, like the video. Those of you on Twitch and Twitter, I don't know what you're doing there. Share, tweet, all those things. But this is our weekly recap of Belle Collective and Love and Marriage Huntsville. We're going to get into Belle Collective first, but before we do that, so, okay, I'll admit to you, I was a little late because I was eating breakfast. Because, you know, look, come on. Wouldn't you rather me, a little, full than here hungry, thinking about food this entire time? Saying. So I was watching those last 5 minutes of Love and Marriage Huntsville like 5 times because like, wait, I got to make sure I pay attention to this. So I was watching that, but then as that finished, they were showing the wedding from Family Karma. Wait. We don't know whether or not Family Karma is coming back. Based on the word on the street, it's not. But if they do not come back, look, if they do not come back, they ended on such a beautiful high note. Femtaro's in a bit. Femtaro, can you pull a cord? Can we find out, is Family Karma going to come back? Femtaro will be live, guys, later today at 2 p.m. Eastern. So be sure to check that out on her YouTube channel. She'll be reading your cards. So if you want your cards read, just saying, I might have to call in. Anyways, so I was watching Family Karma. Happy Pride Month. Come on.
How you doing?
And it was at the wedding part. You know, we had a big fat Indian gay wedding on the last season of Family Karma. It was such a great season. It was like their best season. So I said, if they don't come back, it was a great way to end, but I still want them to come back. It was such a great show. It's what you always say that you want from your reality shows. Funny, a little bit of drama, real. People that really know each other. Instead of what you're getting on Belle Collective and on whatchamacallit? What's the name of that damn show? Hold on. Oh no, I don't think I can switch. Damn it. I forgot to bring my video on this particular lot. Damn it. It's all right. Oh, damn. See, this is what happens when I get so caught up in Family Karma. I didn't do what I needed to do here. So I can't even play the clip that I want to play. It's all right. It's all right, guys. But don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Family Karma. It might not be coming back, but go on Twitter. Go at Bravo TV, #Family Karma. Let them know you want to see that show come back. If you don't want to see the show come back, shut up and mind your business. Look. Yeah, Mama Tax says, Family Karma drama was actually fun drama. Never too serious. Bring them back. I agree. I don't think it's coming back, though. They don't listen to us because they don't really care about us, as Michael Jackson used to say. Anyways, back to this. So let's start with Belle Collective. So Belle Collective. So for those of you that don't know what Belle Collective is, they're in their season 3. It's on OWN. It's one of Carlos King's productions. You're welcome, Carlos. And I've been critical of the show. You know, last week we played that clip for you where Marie, goes, oh, because Glenn shows up, okay? Just saying. Let me take a sip. Okay. Hold on, let me see what you guys say in the chat. Hold on. Oh my goodness, I'm missing. Hold on, where did I? Oh, there's a comment. Oh, wait. CM says, I don't know why it wouldn't come back. I only see clips and it's interesting. CM, it's because you only see clips and you're not watching the show. Go watch the show on Peacock. Anyways, into Belle Collective. So where do we begin with Belle Collective? So we have at the very top of this episode of Belle Collective, So Gucci and her husband, JJ. And their storyline this season is that his mama is going to move in. I don't know about anyone else. It felt very like a sitcom that I was watching. It felt like a sitcom. I was like, is this real? It felt so pre-produced. It didn't feel real. And look, it might be. I feel like JJ, her husband, is sort of like a walking sitcom. Like, I can't take him seriously. And I don't feel like it's an act that he puts on. Or maybe it is, because some of you said that he was on another reality show. I don't know. But now his mom is moving in, so Gucci's not happy about it. And every time I say So Gucci's name, that's not even her real name. Who's it? I'm sorry, So Gucci. If you came to me as a real estate agent and you told me your name was So Gucci and it's not really your government name, I would have been like, next. Gosh darn it. as JJ keeps saying. His mother shows up like, why are you not here to greet me? I'm just like, what is that? What am I watching? What am I watching? If you told me that this was a comedy or a sitcom and we shouldn't take this seriously, then maybe I would have felt differently about the scene. But I was just like, oh, okay. An end scene. All right. So look, there's nothing much that I want to say about that scene. So we're going to move on because I don't believe it. I don't know what So Gucci's role on this show is supposed to be. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't care for it. Oh, sidebar, Carlos producers, we don't care about scenes with the men. At least I don't. It's not like the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And Carlos, I know you used to be a producer on Real Housewives of New Jersey and you're trying to make this a thing. We don't care about the husbands on Belle Collective. Their scenes are cringy. And if Willie is not there, I don't care. He's sort of like the Joe Gorga of the guys. I need Willie, Ikeisha's husband, there if we're going to have these scenes. Because his commentary on their tomfoolery is the best part for me. And Ashley Pace says, definitely giving parody. I thought it was just me. I was like, what am I watching right now? Carade says that I wish Selena was on the show. She's going to be on the show next week. So you're going to get your wish. Selena is his ex-wife. She's going to be on the show next week. And apparently she's going to get into it with So Gucci. And I know what you guys are saying. Here Carlos go again. But we don't care about the husbands. Those scenes with the husbands are just like, what am I watching? Why do I care? I don't care. I don't care. Danielle says, oh no, I love the scenes with the men. They are hilarious. No, I don't find them entertaining at all. I don't find them entertaining at all. My opinion, my recap. You know what Steve says? These are great representations of the type of men to run from fast. Don't stop, just run. Okay. So Latrice is talking to Zaddy. So we already said this about this whole situation with Latrice and Zaddy. I don't know what's happening there, but when I rewatched that scene when they were at M Bar, I was like, oh, I didn't like the way he grabbed her arm. Word on the street, what we're hearing, you know, we had, was it Marie on social media alluding to things? This is a serious situation that I don't need for reality TV fodder. Well, she has this conversation with Zaddy in regards to, he really believes that he put her on. Look, I don't know how Latrice started her business or how she made it to where she is. I don't know. I mean, we only could go by what she has told us, but every time now I look at Latrice, I don't feel like she's 100% genuine or authentic. Everything about her feels a little not 100% real. Like her relationship with Zaddy, but she says some things about him that I'm just sort of like, oh, you're really saying that in public? She literally said, and I wrote this down, she said her husband is what she thinks a man should be. Okay, I mean, that's her right. That's her right. Some of you might agree with her. But I think a lot of us would be like, really? You think men should be like Zaddy? But you know she has daddy issues. She definitely has daddy issues, and those daddy issues are playing out through Zaddy. But their whole situation's a little cringy to me. It's a little cringy to me. Not a little. It's very cringy to me because I don't know what I'm watching. And you know, the whole situation with Josh, who used to live with them for a period of time because of the Jackson water crisis, he alluded to things too. And Zaddy threatened his job. And Ikeisha told Josh last week, you better have a plan C, D, E, N, F, G, and H, I, J, K, L, M, N, N, O, P. Look, But look, Zaddy tells Latrice in this conversation, he feels like he's the reason why Latrice is where she's at. She does refer to him as controlling, and I'm just like, I don't know if I would want to be with someone that I refer to as controlling. You know what I mean? Especially with all of what she's achieved. Miss Rapture says Cliff does for Latrice, and she confuses controlling and insecure with protection and love. Cliff wanted a young, pretty wife and was willing to pay for it. Latrice wants to live her life. And here's the thing. As you get older, I'm sure this probably worked for Latrice when she was in her 20s. However, as you get older, your mindset changes. Especially after, and this is what they're alluding to, both Glenn and Zaddy, Cliff, are alluding to, oh, now these women are making money and doing their own thing. Hindsight, they're talking about the show. They're talking about the show. Not just what she's done with her businesses. Now she's on maybe not global stage. But she's on a national stage. People know who she is. So she feels as if, who am I? That's what Zaddy and Glenn are feeling. So that conversation was weird to me. I have to say though, I enjoyed the Soguchi, Ikeisha, and Marie lunch because I was like, okay, finally a scene where we're having fun. It seems like these women really do like each other. I know we never really expected it. I actually could see Ikeisha and Marie being real friends, even though Ikeisha and Leticia don't get along. But I think because they're two bosses, I could see where they could get along. So I kind of like seeing, and Soguchi too. Soguchi's a boss in her own right. I mean, based on what we know, I don't know if she's really selling property. Anyone know? Anyone know? Is she really selling property? According to Latrice, she's not. Asking for a friend. Asking for a friend. The friend is me. The friend is me. All right. So they have this little lunch and they're having a good time in a little meetup. So Marie shares what happened with Leticia with the whole, Glenn showing up. Again, I don't even want to talk about that scene because I'm just sort of like, was this real? Or was it fake? And just for television? However, we find out in this episode how Glenn found where, first of all, Glenn has apparently a recorder and a tracker in Leticia's car. And Leticia wants to put an apartment in Marie's name so Glenn doesn't know where she is. All of this sounds, you already know what this sounds like. A Lifetime movie. And not a good one. Miss Rapture, I was wondering who he reminds me of. Glenn does look like Boosie. Glenn, he does look like Boosie. And he's probably just as problematic as Boosie. Just saying. Oh, damn, Monique. I didn't realize it either until you pointed it out. I'm so glad I saw this comment. I forgot that Tambra was not in this episode. Monique says, I didn't realize Tambra wasn't in the episode either. Let me watch again, though, to appreciate her absence. Come on. Come on. I mean, I didn't realize she wasn't in the episode. Did you guys notice? Did you guys notice that Tambra wasn't in the episode? Monique is going to go back so she can go appreciate the fact that she wasn't in the episode.
That's really upsetting to me, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't say that.
Tambra, bye, girl. You and your fake storyline. I have to say, though, because when I watched episode 2 of Belle Collective, I was like, oh my gosh, what are we doing here? This show has jumped the shark. I wouldn't say that I loved this week's episode. I enjoyed last week's episode because of that funny little moment that we played over and over again. However, this week's episode, I didn't love, I didn't hate. I'm somewhere in between. I probably would give this somewhere in between like a 5 or 6 of Belle Collective. So Gucci, Ikeisha, and Marie are talking about the situation that happened with Glenn and Leticia. Then they talk about Latrice inviting Marie to her wig event. And Marie's like, I don't know why she's inviting me. I'm not going to go. And Ikeisha's like, well, you're my friend now. You can come as my guest. You know what? Messy. Messy. Damn, Danielle. Here she go. Danielle, we already know why you saying this. Carlos, as you see, we don't need or want Tambra. I think I would probably like Tambra on the show more if Tambra was just there to, like, I'm trying to elevate my career. Because Belle Collective, it's not like a Love and Marriage Huntsville where we need her to be married or in a relationship, but maybe producers feel like she does. I don't need that from Tambra. If you just want to focus on your career and being the voice of Jackson, I'd much rather that. You working with Ikeisha, I know they have beef right now, working with Ikeisha to do things with, Pharaoh Street, I would prefer that than you trying to fake this storyline. I'd much rather you be the single one that's out there dropping it and doing it and having a good time and working and hustling. I'd much rather see that from Tambra, but I just don't think she's ever been real. Maybe, maybe not. So Latrice and Marie, even after they put their beef to the side during these reunions, they always come back to hating each other. I just believe they will never see it for each other. But I'm going to tell you this. If I had to choose between the two of them, I would choose Marie. You know why? Shout out to Robin Dixon. This is a Robin Dixon embezzled hat. Black excellence. I bought this at BravoCon. You're welcome, embezzled. Oh, embellished. You know why I like Marie? Because I really I don't feel like Marie is fake. Yes, she was in on that fake storyline with Leticia last week, but that's Leticia producing a moment. But I like Marie because she's herself. I really feel like that's who she really is. And I really believe like she is doing big things in Jackson, Mississippi. Leticia, I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what she's doing. What is Leticia doing? What is Leticia Enterprise doing? I ask this every single week. And honestly, I would be happy if she was doing something, but I don't get that she's doing anything. All right, moving on. So Glenn and Zaddy have a conversation, and this is where they commiserate in their toxic masculinity. That's all I get from it. Because Glenn feels like he's put Leticia on. On to what, Glenn? What is Leticia doing? Maybe you could tell us. What is Leticia doing? Dorisha says that she's renting office space. Oh, she set up her own WeWork? Oh, wait, she doesn't own it? Oh. Make it make sense, Queen says. Tell me, renting space. So just spending money. I mean, look, she could write that off because she's filming in this space. Technically her work. Oh, Lord, Danielle's on one today. Danielle says, wait, let me correct that. Marie is fake when it comes to her son's education. Well, we already know. Look, we already know. And not every person on here is 100% correct in what we've seen of their lives. However, especially like her relationship with her husband, ex-husband, I don't know what that is. However, if I had to compare Marie and Leticia, I'm always going to go with Marie because Marie is doing big things in Jackson. And I would love to see Marie and Ikeisha collaborate with something on Pharaoh Street because you always need mental health facilities, counseling facilities, and that's the business that Marie is in. That should be on Pharaoh Street too. Right now they're working on the restaurant and entertainment aspect, but you need some counseling too. Just saying. Anyway, so Glenn and Glenn gets at, wait, no, was Glenn giving Zaddy advice or Zaddy? No, Zaddy was giving Glenn advice. Okay. Look, okay. So that's when we find out that Glenn put a recorder and a trap, not a trap, in Leticia's car. And that's how he found out about this apartment that she was trying to get from her abuser. Like, did no one watch this? Did no one watch? Like, producers, you didn't watch this and you're like, well, maybe we shouldn't be telling this narrative. Or maybe we should ask Leticia, is she okay? And does she need our help facilitating an escape from this situation? Just saying, just asking. Just asking. This is also when we find out that Glenn wrote a song for Leticia. What are we doing? What are we doing? Recycling the same old stuff that we've seen on reality television? The same stuff that we just recently saw on Love and Marriage DC? I'm surprised we haven't seen it on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Martel, you gonna do a song next? to get Melody back? So Glenn has decided to do a song for Leticia. Oh, okay. We'll revisit that. So Latrice cooks with her mom. And look, we know, if you've been watching Belle Collected, then you know Latrice's mom's story and Latrice's issues with her dad. Okay, so I'm not surprised at some of the advice that her mom gives her in this moment. I don't think it was 100% incorrect. I don't think it was 100% correct advice because you got to also remember, this is why I don't get advice from people. Look, this is why I don't get advice from people because you don't know what trauma they're dealing with. and how they're basing their advice off of that trauma. So I don't need trauma advice. You know what I mean? Just saying. This is why it's good to go to a third party that's not involved, that knows how to separate their own trauma based on the advice that they're giving you. Therapy. So that scene with her mom, I thought it was interesting. I felt like this episode was really about moms. Oh, it's Father's Day next week, right? Not this week, right? Next week? Or is it today? Uh-oh. Happy Father's Day. But Latrice says that she's afraid that she will have nobody if she was to leave Zaddy, Cliff. Again, very clear she needs therapy, but also it's very clear that she is seeking whatever she did not have with her father through Zaddy. And now that she's getting older and maybe she sort of kind of worked through those things by maturity and building her own, now she's starting to be like, is this what I really want for my life? Please understand, Latrice, you can always change your mind in life. I know a lot. I just saw a clip yesterday where we have to, I forgot who said it. Oh my goodness. I reposted it on my Instagram story. It should still be there. Oh, it's next week. Thank you guys. Happy early Father's Day. I retweet and I posted this on my Instagram story in regards to relationship about us changing the whole mindset of, oh, because someone's been in a relationship for years and years and years, like that should be the goal. Yeah, that's a nice thing, but we got to get away from, because we don't know the amount of trauma and toxicity that person has dealt with in that relationship of 20, 30, 40, 50 years when they probably should have left 50 years ago, or 20, 30 years ago. So she's scared to be alone. And she's not alone in that. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. But that's not, we were just talking about this when we were talking about Summer House Martha's Vineyard. When we were talking about that. We had a whole conversation last week on that. Okay. Ikeisha. Okay, this scene with Ikeisha and her mom. Hold on, let me bring up the picture because I'm under my wrong thing here, but I want to bring up this picture because Ikeisha and her mom in this moment was it was my favorite scene. If I was to give this, I just gave this episode a rating of like 5 or 6, but based off of this scene, I would up it to a 7. Just based off of this scene. I love this scene. And you know what I love? And I'm going to talk about this every single week. Because I know some of you called in, some of you were saying in the comments section, oh, well, Ikeisha's wrong. She should have brought Leticia in. Remember, she did invite Leticia to that big luncheon that she was trying to do to gather people's ideas and businesses. Here's the thing. Ikeisha's finally getting something done, though, on Pharaoh Street. And I think it's a great thing that Leticia brought it to the show. But look, it's one thing to have an idea. It's another thing to get the idea actually into fruition. And I don't think that Ikeisha was icing Leticia out. I think Ikeisha is about getting things done, and Leticia is all about, just the idea of getting things done, like her rent a space. Okay? I'm just saying. Ikeisha, week after week, proves to me like, oh no, she's great for this show because she's exactly what you guys keep saying that you want to see on reality TV. You don't want to see people just arguing with each other. You want to see people doing things. And the whole idea of Pharaoh Street was great, but nothing was happening under the leadership of Leticia. If Ikeisha did not come on this show, we would not be talking about Pharaoh Street anymore because look, what is Enterprise doing? But in this scene, we get to learn a little bit more about Ikeisha's story. We didn't know about her. Her father had a situationship, an affair, and she was the product of that affair. So she was then adopted by this amazing woman. Oh my goodness. She is, first of all, an anesthesiologist and a psychiatrist. Come on. No, let's keep it going. Come on, drop those applauses in the chat. Drop those applause in the chat for this woman. when we talk about black girl magic, okay, we are talking about this woman right here, okay? So Ikeisha's mom technically is her aunt. So we get to understand a little bit more about Ikeisha's story in this moment because we didn't know it before. We didn't know this story before. All right, so her mom is semi-retired from psychiatry, but fully retired from anesthesiology. So this meeting that they're having, which more families should be doing, that's the biggest thing that I got from this scene. More families should be sitting down and having these conversations on property and, what are we going to do with this particular, like the business of your family. So many people don't have wills. So many people don't know what's going on over here. So many pieces of land are over here. You don't have da-da-da-da. Grandstand was the best. That was for me that saved this episode because we talked about so much. We got Ikeisha's story. We got to know more about what's going to happen with Pharaoh Street. So she even talks about that. Every scene I have to give, every episode that we get Ikeisha, she gives us an update on what's happening with Pharaoh Street. Okay? Oh, whoa, Leticia, whoa. I know Leticia is like mad. Leticia is mad. Tina, generational wealth building. They have meetings. They're having a literal meeting about their generational wealth and how it should be handled. Okay? I was just like, we could learn a lot because we don't, especially as a community, about making sure this information is passed on and that the business side, so that no one can come in and just take it from you, or because you don't know the value of what your family's passing on to you, that you're not just selling it off. So they're having this meeting all the time. But like I said, this is where we learn about Ikeisha's story and how she look. I didn't know any of this. Maybe some of you did. I didn't know any of this. I didn't realize that her aunt had adopted her. And she gets really emotional in this scene because she was like, she didn't realize that that the family would accept her. Because remember, like she was a product of this situationship, an affair. Come on, let's just say what it is. And her biological mom agreed for Grandstand to adopt her. Here's the thing. I'm okay with it. I don't know the situation with Ikeisha's mom, but if she decided to give up her parental rights so that Ikeisha could have a better life, I think that's amazing. Because if you look at Grandstand, you're like, yes, if I wasn't at my big age, I'd be like, give me the Grandstand, mom and dad. Give me the Grandstand. Please? Thank you. Can you imagine this brilliant woman? Smart. So they are also talking about her Holly Cologne. Is it Holly Cologne? Yeah, Holly Cologne group that she's formed to help with Pharaoh Street. So she gives us an update on what's happening with Pharaoh Street, what she's trying to do in regards to the space down there. And I really feel like she's going to get things done. And if anything, that's the main reason to watch Belle Collective, is that we're going to get an update on what's happening on this iconic street in Jackson, Mississippi. Exactly. Miss Beverly, hold on. Miss Beverly says, I love that Ikeisha's family accepted her and loved her. When she said how her grandfather cried in church, my heart melted. Yeah. See, Angelique says, when my gram died, we found out more property was all around. We had no idea, but at least she had a will. And so many people don't. Can you imagine if she didn't have a will? That's why I felt like in this moment, I don't know if people paid attention to what was happening. I was like, no, they're sitting down and having a conversation. God forbid before, Grandson is ill or passed away. No, they are having these meetings all the time. And I have to give it Ikeisha. Ikeisha already is a boss. Like when I see Ikeisha doing business or talking business, I'm like, this woman knows what she's talking about. Willie, come back down to Jackson, Mississippi. I know Willie's busy working. All right. But for me, that was my favorite scene of the episode. I could actually even end our Belle Collective recap on that, but no, more happens. More happens. Glenn records a song. I mean, certain parts he sounded good. I was like, oh, he got some vocals. He got some vocals. I don't care. Here's the thing. So Glenn finds out that his grandmother's ill. So he goes to Leticia to tell her. And I know what you guys are thinking. He's using his grandmother's illness to get back into to Leticia's graces. So she calls the sister. How did the grandmother go from a fever, the fever broke, and now she's in hospice? Anyone else kind of go like get whiplash? I was like, wait, she had a fever. She went to the hospital, the fever broke, and now she's in hospice. So the grandmother's ill. So he's using this opportunity. Look, it feels like he's using this opportunity so that he can pull Leticia back in. And she seems more than willing. And Leticia's like, I never seen Glenn like this. Look. Danielle says, I'm not mad at Glenn recording a song, but why isn't he at work? It wasn't his work what kept him away from the house. He's been around a lot lately. Jakima says, it's so important for Black Americans to preserve and maintain generational property. My family is currently experiencing a similar situation in Maryland. That's why I said that scene was so important, because so many people are not having these conversations. So many people do not know that they have generational property because they don't also have a will, and they're not having these. I don't know. How often did he say that Ikeisha and her mom were having those meetings? Felt like they have them often. It's not like it's just, once a year kind of thing. Well, look, Grandstand, where did she say she was going? Was she going to Italy? And it sounded like she's going to Italy for a while. Oh, goals. When I'm her age, that's going to be me. Oh, I'm going to be in Italy for the next 3 months. I'll see you when I get back. Make sure all this stuff is handled. All right. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Hold on. Let me say thank you, because we did get a couple of super chats. Guys, if you're just joining us, don't forget to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. We are talking about Belle Collective, but we're going to move into Love and Marriage Huntsville in just a second, because Love and Marriage Huntsville, I don't know what's going on with them. I was entertained though this week. Sean, thank you so much for the super chat. Sean says, both shows lean into the stereotypes of ethnic men, Belle misogyny of Southern Black men, and meathead toxic masculinity in Italian American men. I think both are corny. Married to Medicine does it best. Well, they just wrapped filming for Married to Medicine season. And I was just seeing, someone had posted, I think it was on Twitter, one of the reunion sets from like the second season of Married to Medicine. I was like, I feel like Married to Medicine has some of the best Bravo reunion sets. Maybe just some of the best reunion sets overall in reality TV. Angelique, thank you so much for the super chat. Angelique says, up early to return this Coach bag before a Vegas flight. Stores closed. So glad I can at least get an early Kempire recap. Thank you so much, Angelique. Appreciate the super chat. Sean, thank you so much for another super chat. Sean says, Latrice is scared to take care of herself. That is what I get. He provides money and stability. That security has allowed her to flourish in her business. So her business hasn't allowed her to be able to leave that man either? Or is he so tied up in the business that she can't? See, that's why I always say to you guys, I'm like, does she who really owns what's it? I always forget the name of the business. That's not good. I don't have hair, so it don't matter. I should go get some and just put it under this cap. No. Right. Exactly. Miss Bug says, that meeting was so important for all of us to see. Ikeisha seems very capable of handling the business. Yeah, and I believe because she grew up with Grandstand as a role model. Now we understand where she gets that boss energy. Now we understand. To me, that was my favorite scene. Glenn recording a song. Look, Glenn trying to use his sympathy from Leticia to get back in her graces. I don't know about that. Let me say thank you. Adrian, thank you so much for the super chat. Adrian says, a will is not enough. It still has to go through probate court and can be contested. Everything should be put in a living family trust. More expensive, but the best legal structure to protect and pass down assets. And Adrian has said this before here on the channel, so I'm just going to leave this up here for a second. She said, a will is not enough. It still has to go through probate court and can be contested. Everything should be put in a living family trust. More expensive, but the best legal structure to protect and pass down assets. Okay. However, we already know there are plenty of people that don't even have a will. My gosh. And people are, look, I get it. Not everyone can afford to do some of these things. However, y'all buying some stuff that I'm like, if y'all really broke down the math of how much you spend over here on certain things versus, okay, the one-time payment of doing a living trust. Come on, people. Start putting things down on paper so you can see how ridiculous some of you sound. Not y'all, but you know what I mean? Because some people are like, oh, I can't afford that. Yet this weekend you gonna spend how much on drinks in a year? Calculate how much you spent on drinks in a year. I'll wait. No, I won't. All right, let's move into our recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Guys, you're just joining us. We are talking about Belle Collective and Love and Marriage Huntsville. We do this every single Sunday, so be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out when we go live. Tomorrow, we will be recapping Real Housewives of Atlanta and Summer House Martha's Vineyard, so don't forget that, and don't forget our watch party tonight. Yes, so okay. Turn on your notifications on TikTok. Be sure to follow us there. Okay, Pete Cantan says you can do a will yourself online. Oh yeah, I mean, it's so easy to do one now. But as Adrian says this, I feel like she says it's at least once a month for us. And look, drill it into our heads, Adrian. We appreciate that. A living trust is better than a will and worth it. Okay. Let me take her advice and make sure my stuff is in order. Just saying. All right. Let's move on. Let's move on to Love and Marriage Huntsville. All right, Tiffany. So I know y'all don't like Tiffany this season, but I do. And probably because we needed her this season. For me, she has saved Love and Marriage Huntsville season 6. And I know she's been messy. However, we needed her. Poor thing, though, the messiness has caught up with her. She's not feeling well. Shout out to Kimmy. Kimmy is just, sometimes I forget that she's a nurse and she does real estate and she's, just a boss in general. So they call Kimmy, first of all, shout out to Stormy. Stormy gets into action. She's a boss and she's like, what do you need? Let me get you water. Let me go grab Kimmy, who's a nurse. Because you think somebody else would have grabbed Kimmy. And poor Kimmy, she's feeling bad. She's like, I don't have, normally if we had taken my car, we would have all my things in my car. Because she wanted to check Tiffany's blood pressure. Because she's seeing stars, she's not feeling well. And let's take you to the hospital. Let's call 911. She's like, don't call 911. And Kimmy's like, girl, why don't you want to call 911? I think some people don't want to believe that maybe they are in the middle of an emergency and 911 will only, I feel like sometimes 911 makes them even more anxious. So they end up taking her in a car because it gets worse. And Kimmy's like, girl, we need to get you to the hospital. We need to figure out what your blood pressure, because it sounds like it might be your blood pressure. That's scary. That's a scary situation. And I know, look, some people are like, well, she's been messy all season. I'm not surprised. She's pregnant. So that sometimes happens with pregnancy. So some people thought it was high blood pressure. We come to find out later that she actually has the opposite. It's a very low blood pressure, which has similar symptoms. Tiffany says, that baffled me. It did baffle me. Some people are just scared. I think that will just elevate people's concerns. Oh, now it's an emergency. But again, you're pregnant. Girl, you're pregnant. So shout out to Kimmy. Look, for me, that's what this, shout out to Kimmy and Stormy. Because mind you, these women aren't really like tight with Tiffany like that. Tiffany's entire family is there. You would think they would have stepped in a little bit more. But no, it's Kimmy and Stormy. Sidebar, y'all see the preview for next week? Now we get into Stormy's family mess? Okay. So then we move on to this scene of Sculpt groundbreaking situation. So you remember one of the issues that Leticia had this season was that she was kicked out of her office because Gino is now there. She now has built a friendship with Gino. She likes Gino. She feels like Gino and Marcel bring out the best in each other. Look, they also end up talking in this scene about the Black Business Expo and what they expect. They don't want to pay anybody, at least not within the comeback group, to be a part of this event. We will talk more about this at the end of this episode. But this groundbreaking ceremony that Maurice was at, but he's not really a part of this company, Sculpt. Why don't they change the name? Because, you know, Sculpt, to me, it sounds more like a Halt company than it does like a Scott company. Too much to change the name? Just saying. Brooklyn Star says, baby, I was in the hospital every time I felt something off pregnant. Look, but everyone's different. I'm not going to judge Tiffany for being maybe a little scared of going to the hospital. However, you do have a child that you're making in your stomach. But maybe in that moment, you're like, you don't know what to say or to do. And sometimes you just have to make the decision for the person. And that's what they did. They ended up... Here's the thing, though. You really do take a risk by putting that person in your car and taking them to the hospital yourself. Because at least you're not moving at this place, okay? And then now you're moving the person. Like, to me, that's a larger risk. But they did, and she's okay. All right. Queen Gwen says, why did Tisha wear those glass slippers to a construction site? She even said, because she knew she was filming. Always have to remind people of that. Don't forget, there's the element that we always sometimes ignore is that they are filming a reality show. So she's like, I'm filming today, but she's also going to a construction site. Book of Stars, that groundbreaking was raggedy. They need to do a groundbreaking at what was that name? Scott Manor. That we still probably won't get until 2026. They said 2024. Why is it taking so long? Aren't they in the business of construction and building? And I know that they're using another builder, their family builder, right? Is he still doing it? Why is it taking so long? I also understand with the pandemic, supplies and things like that have slowed things down, but people still built houses. Some of those houses are already built. Do we even have a frame to Scott Manor? I think we still just have land. It's giving Chateau Cheray or Chateau Thelma. At least Cheray eventually did it, though. It took her like 20 years, but at least eventually she did it. PK Ted says Scott Manor is going to take longer than Chateau Cheray. Hey, Killer Cam. I don't even care. At least with Chateau Cheray, I think we cared a little bit more. I don't care about Scott Manor. Daenerys says, permit, something's not right. I don't understand. But my thing is, at the end of the day, at least with Cheray, she wasn't in the business of construction. These people are in the business of building. So it makes it even more perplexing. All right, Melody in this scene. So Melody meets with her attorney. All right? She meets with her attorney because she wants to change her name. You already know on social media, she changed her name. Dale, hold on, Virgo Energy, hold on. Virgo Energy says, no, Kempire, we don't have land, we have rocks. Okay. Melody meets with her attorney, you know, the same attorney that's representing her in this whole custody situation as well. She wants to change her name legally from Melody Holt back to her maiden name of Melody Rogers. But we find out, and I didn't even know this because, look, I don't think about this stuff, that you can't change your name, which makes complete sense. You cannot change your name if you're in the middle of litigation within the United States. Which makes sense because if you change your name, it could cause issues when it comes to like, oh, Melody Holt versus, you know what I mean? Now she's Melody Rogers is the same. So this is, I didn't know this. I didn't know this. So I thought that was interesting. This scene felt pre-produced. It felt very dramatic. You know Melody. Like, oh my God. So you telling me Martel is now trying to control, he controls everything else with our divorce. Now he's trying to control me, changing my last name. And I was just like, oh, here you go, Melody putting on. But no, I still appreciated this pre-produced scene because look, we learned something. I was like, oh, I didn't think about that. Oh, Mocha says, uh-oh. Mocha says, Kempire, there's a $60,000 lien on the Flintstone Mountain, on Marceau and Tisha's allegedly their property. So that's why they can't build. This is going to give me perspective for later when we talk about the Black Expo. Interesting. All right, because for people that don't want to. They want to give things up for free. I mean, should you be giving anything for free right now when you got things to pay? Are they really giving anything up for free? Are they really working for free? We'll talk about it. All right, so Melody meets with her attorney. She wants to change her last name, but she can't change her last name because of the situations that she's dealing with Martel. But also, we find out because she wants to use this moment. Come on, let's be honest. It doesn't matter how you feel about Melody or Martel. She wants to use this moment to put on television what's been happening in court with Martel. So according to Melody, Martel's attorney was asking for her phone records and passwords to her social media. Also, and we already knew this because, the YouTube investigators have been talking about this from the court documents already. All right, and last week we talked about that recent interview that Martel did, where he literally admits to what Melody accused him of in regards to the revenge corn. All right. So she brings up that he wants all of this information, and he wants information about anyone that she's met up with romantically. Can you ask that in court, especially if they're not around your children? I guess you can ask for anything. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. They've never confirmed whether or not that she actually did provide that information. So Melody's attorney had to send a letter to Martel for his excessive calls and showing up to her house unannounced. So you already know, if you've been following this case on social media and things like that, it's gotten really crazy and disgusting, and all kinds of things have been said. They have 4 young children together. But I already went on my rant in regards to her filming with her abuser, allegedly. So, of course, Melody wanted to use this scene so we would know what exactly is going on in her life and within the court situation. So she can't even change her last name because of the court situation that's currently going on, which I thought was interesting too. I was like, oh, I never thought about that. I mean, it's not something that I would think about. I'm not changing my last name. I'm also not married. Exactly. Mama Tax says that he can ask and be shut down. Kamika says, Martel gives clown energy, not BD energy. Exactly. You know what Sheree was like? He has BD energy. No, he don't. Poor Sheree was out here in New York hanging out with Tamra and Margaret, and they were with their spouses, and she was by herself. I was like, where's Martel? Where's Martel? Anyways, so we had that scene with Melody and her attorney. Then, of course, we transition to the scene where Martel is meeting with a fashion designer because he's going to put out a line of suits. And here's the thing. I actually think that this is a good idea. I do. Come on. I think this is a good idea. Because he does wear a lot of different really, nice suits on the show. I'm going to give him that. I think this was a really great idea. Here's the thing, though, Martel. I feel like you're grasping at every possible straw that you can so that you can compete with Melody and all the businesses that she's launched and been quite successful with. So I feel like this season, Along with Carlos, you are trying to paint this narrative that now you're a business guy that still hasn't passed his builder's license. He said Inez wine is doing really well and is about to go in stores. And quickly I said, wait. But then I forgot you can sell wine online. So I was like, okay, is it doing well online? Are you guys buying this wine, Inez wine? Have you tried it? What does it taste like? Is it good? So he says Inez wine is doing very well. It's going to be in stores soon. You know, he did the book with his kids. And then what else did he do? Oh, he had the upscale cover. You know, this is a huge opportunity. It's a really, really big deal. So now he's doing suits. I actually think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. Here's the thing though, Martel. I already know that you don't have any ownership. Look, he's not the first reality star to just stick his name on something that they have really no ownership. Look, drop it with Drew. But there's so many reality stars that do this. So many reality stars that do this. Oh, the cookbook too. Thank you, Jerisha. Yeah, the cookbook he had. Okay. Did y'all get the cookbook? But I think this is a good idea. I just feel as if he has no ownership to it. He's just going to be like the face. Which is not, look, he's probably going to get a nice little coin from being the face. I think he's a good model for this. He should have probably done this a long time ago from being on this show. But I bet he doesn't own a thing. He don't own 1% of that situation when he should. If you're going to do a partnership with someone. But I don't think he's that smart. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. Coretta says, I'm over Martel walking around with school books. Fool, you not fooling nobody. Just say you can't pass it and move on. Make it make sense. Queen says, suits is good for him. I mean, I like a good suit. Like I said, I don't think this is a bad business idea. I just have a feeling that he has no ownership. He probably will just be the face of the situation. But he wants to make it seem in this business meeting like this is going to be an idea that he comes up with and blah, 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 blah. Look, Martel. That's the first thing I thought to myself. I was like, I bet he doesn't own a thing of this. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Antoinette. Martel don't have 100K. They're not. I think they wanted to have this sort of conversation to make it seem as if he's really going to be a part of this business. He doesn't have 100K to give this man. He doesn't. So I feel as if that 100K that he would have had to put in to be a part owner, he's not going to have, so he'll just be the face. Yeah, he's not business savvy at all. Oh, Jay said, I agree, Jay. I agree. The man can wear a suit. He can. Danielle, okay, Danielle. Danielle says, who's paying $700 for a suit, though? There are people. I mean, especially depending on the level that you're trying to put, what the audience that you're trying to put this out to. More than likely, the audience he's putting out is for guys that are going to dress up and pay $700 for a suit. Definitely. Monica, stop. Monica said he's on the 100K payment plan. Y'all ain't right. Sean, thank you so much for another super chat. Sean says, Scott Manor is located on a whole mountain. Probably bought land cheap where it's difficult to build. Bunch of rocks. Ooh. Is that what it is? My thing is, though, again, they are in the business of building. Why wouldn't they understand or know that? Anyways. So Martel has that meeting. I mean, the mock-ups of the suit looks good. I think he'd be a great model for it. Again, it just feels like these scenes with Martel and these different businesses are feeling forced. Feeling very forced. LA Price says good suits do cost. Yeah, and with the proper tailoring. And there's an audience. There's a certain audience. Like there's an audience for like Men's Warehouse, and then there's an audience for people that want certain level of suits. There's an audience. There's definitely an audience. And like I said, I feel like this is the only business idea that he's had that makes sense. And maybe the cookbook because he's into fitness. Although he skips leg day. Anyways, moving on. I'm kidding. Calm down. It's Sunday. Happy Sunday, y'all. Tiffany and Louis have a conversation. She's in bed because we find out that she had low blood pressure as opposed to high blood pressure. And that's why she was having the issues that she was having at the baby shower. So she has to take it easy, but she's still in bed working. All right. So Lou gets emotional because look, this is his baby. This is his new wife. He's concerned. He's like, you're overdoing it. You're overdoing it. So he talks about her slowing down. She's talking about planning a trip. Girl, what did the doctor say? What did the doctor say? Obviously, the doctor did not tell her that she's on bed rest, or maybe they did and she's still not paying attention. I don't understand. She still wants to risk the situation with the baby. She feels like she can do everything. Girl, you had a whole situation at your baby shower. Take it easy. But she feels like she can do it. She's like, it's one trip. That's all it takes. I mean, fast forward, we know she's delivered a healthy baby, thankfully. But she feels like she can do it all. Here's the thing too, Tiffany. I know you already had a kid or kids before. However, you had those kids at a different age. So your body and what you could handle back then isn't necessarily what you can handle now. Just saying. So they talk about that, but they also talk about her getting involved in everybody's business. And Lou agrees with what we said. We don't see a problem with Martel having a conversation with Tiffany. It's, what did he call him? Betty Crocker? He's always in the mix. Marcel? He's always in the mix. I agree. Like, Marcel, why are you here? Why are you even involved in this conversation? Why were you involved in the original conversation? And why are you involved in this conversation with Lou? You shouldn't have even been involved. And even Lou didn't see a problem with Martel having a conversation with Tiffany, but he's like, why are you getting involved with these guys and what's happening with Sheree? Apparently, Tiffany feels like Sheree and Melody should have a conversation. Do you think we get one later in the season? I don't think so. Melody, do not waste your breath on Sheree. That's not a real relationship. Do not waste your breath on Sheree. It's not a real, if it was a real relationship, then I could understand. The one you should have the conversation with is Ariane. Because she literally has a child with Martel, not Sheree. But Tiffany's like, I think they should have a conversation. Louis is like, has she asked you about this? And he's like, no. But she wants them to work on their co-parenting. Tiffany, wrong road, girl, wrong road. No. Stay out of it. Stay out of it. Thank you, Tyler. I agree. I like a good suit. I do like a good suit. And like I've said before, in regards to Martel, I think this is a perfect business idea. But I don't feel like he owns any of it. And at this point, he should be owning stuff because that's what you should be doing and not just being the face. But a lot of these reality stars take quick money just so that they can make quick money. Tyler says, Kemp, I can see you rocking his suits. I would. I'm just saying. I like a nice suit, a nice tailored suit. And that's why, to me, like a $700 price point is really not that bad. I mean, it's not like you're buying a suit every week. Some people are. I come from the corporate world. Some people are wearing $700 suits on a daily basis or more. So Jay says, I can't stand Tiffany's. Look, normally we would never like Tiffany's personality. However, for this season, she's saving the season for me. Homegirl's on bed rest though. So she's not gonna be getting into too much trouble later on this season. I think that might be it for her for the rest of the season, but who knows? She could cause trouble from the bed, so we shall see. Oh, Goddess says Tiffany moves like she pays all the bills. No, but Lou has the gym. I just think I think she's just a hard worker and doesn't know when to sort of like stop or slow down. Well, she's going to need to. Sometimes you need to pay attention to what your body is telling you, the signs and symptoms. Pay attention. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about Belle Collective and Love and Marriage Huntsville. Don't forget to vote in our live poll on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're part of the replay or later on crew, be sure to let us know where you're watching from, how you would rate Belle Collective, and how you would rate Love and Marriage Huntsville, and your thoughts on both shows in the comment section. And folks, don't forget, somewhere along here after the live will be our fundraiser for the Trevor Project for Pride Month. Get your Pride merch at houseofkempire.com as well. Everything is available. Thank you, Kamika. Kamika says, Kemp, you would look good in a suit. Thank you. I have some suits. Look, I have some suits. I don't have a Martel Holt suit. Would I get one? Probably not. Look, probably not. But no, maybe I should to support this other man's business, not Martel, because Martel's probably not getting any percentage from it anyway. You know what, Gwen? Gwen says the gym that's always empty. You know what? Y'all not right. You know it's Sunday. Can y'all behave yourselves? Can y'all behave yourselves? Okay, members, I'm going to drop the call and link for you guys first before we get into this conversation about this comeback group meeting. If you're just joining us, guys, don't forget to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. We are talking about Belle Collective, and we are talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Don't forget, you're welcome, Carlos. We do have the first premiere season of Love and Marriage Detroit. I'm going to give it a watch. And we will add it to our lineup for our Sunday recap. So stay tuned for that. Okay. Hold on. Let me just drop this link. Hold on. And thank you to all of you that are new subscribers and new members of the channel. To become a member, head on over to TheKempire.com/join. All right. Let me move this over. Hold on. Let me just drop this link for Senior Royals first. So Senior Royals, I'm dropping the call and link for you first backstage. The backstage link, I should say, on the community tab on YouTube. Royal Court members, I'm going to drop the call link next for you. Okay, and Team Kempire members, I'm going to drop the call link for you in just a second. I'm first going to talk about this, though, but let me say thank you because we did have a couple of super chats. Thank you, Sean, so much for another super chat. We appreciate you supporting the channel. Sean says, when the show started, he and Mel were supposedly millionaires. They get paid for the show, so why wouldn't he have 100K? Do we really believe they were millionaires when they started the show? I'm not saying it's impossible, but I don't recall them being millionaires, but maybe he does have the money. He also went through a divorce, so who knows? Gwen, thank you so much for the super chat. Gwen says, I can see Carlos, Martel's benefactor, giving him a 100K investment loan. Come on, Gwen. Not the benefactor. I think Carlos is not going to give him the 100K. I think Carlos gave him that moment to make it seem like he has a business sense and that he has this business coming to help promote him. He might be getting a percentage of the whatever he gets from that situation. Maybe he got the Bravo in his contract, that Bravo stipulation. Sean, thank you so much for another super chat. Sean says, what is Kimmy and Maurice's business again? Say what you want about Tisha and Marcel. I am clear what their business is, what projects they have. Even if we see the stumbles, they stay on brand. Well, here's the thing. They talked about their businesses this season. And look, we have to keep in mind, the only reason why we probably know Marceau and Tisha's business is because producers want to keep sharing it because it keeps fumbling. So the situation with Maurice and Kimmy probably is not fumbling, so it's not worth showing on television. We have seen different things that they've been working on. However, and even this season, we've seen that. However, that might be part of the reason why we don't continue to see it, because it's not interesting because maybe they're doing well at what they're doing. So they much rather show them fumbling the bag than a business doing well. Maybe. But you do bring up a valid point. I know that Maurice is an attorney. He also does, isn't he something in regards to credit repair? I don't remember. Look. But like I said, I don't feel like they highlight it a lot. But it's not up to us. It's not up to us. Gwen says, Kimmy is a realtor and a nurse, but I don't know what Maurice does. He's an attorney. Come on. Make it make sense because where's your water, Kempire? Right here. Right here. Look, let me cover that. They're not sponsoring us right now. Just saying. Journeyology to the root says, I would believe Mel and Martel were millionaires when the show started, as opposed to the $17 million couple moving into an apartment. Okay. Yes, Robin. Robin says that Maurice has a credit fixing business. Kimmy has a brokerage firm. But like I said before, we have to keep in mind the producers have control over what they show on the show. I think we've only gotten small glimpses of what Maurice and Kimmy do. But you bring up a valid point. We don't really know. But I feel as if they highlight Marceau and Tisha's situation more because of the fumbles. Maybe. You know what? Make it make sense with nothing but live off Kimmy. Come on. Y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't right. Gwen says Maurice is a preacher. You know what? So he's busy today. Look, he's busy today. Well, Maurice, Kimmy, they want to know what you guys are doing. So how many days a week does Kimmy work as a nurse? I wonder now. You know what I mean? I wonder. All right. Anyways, so let's move on into the comeback group meeting. So before the people that are holding the meeting arrive, they arrive late. Look, if you are holding a meeting, I get it's being filmed, but show up for the meeting on time. You should be there before anyone else. So Kimmy and Melody, the real business ones, show up. They show up and they're catching up and seeing what's going on with each other. Kimmy and Melody discuss the fact that they did discuss dissolving the comeback group organization, but no one wanted to do that. And Kimmy's like, we are still paying taxes on this company that we're not utilizing. So I wonder why they keep the company around if they're not utilizing it, but they're paying taxes on it. So we also get an update on Kimmy. Okay. Unique says that Kimmy is not a practicing nurse. She stated that several times. Well, look, I don't watch the show chapter and verse like that. I'd watch the episodes, but I don't remember all the details, Unique. Sorry. It's 6 seasons of a lot of trash mess too. So those other elements sort of fall under the trash that we're hearing and watching. So I apologize. I don't know everything chapter in detail about the situation, especially when we get an episode where they're like, well, Kimmy's a nurse. Okay. All right. So we're like, is she still nursing? Like, is she still doing the, just saying, asking for a friend. All right. Anyways, so the comeback group meeting, they're late. Look, Marceau and Tisha are late. So Kimmy and Melody are catching up. They're talking about the business and things like that and what they expect. Kimmy talks about her radiation. She has one more round of radiation. She wants to do a trip afterwards, which leads to a conversation about a recent trip that Melody had with a special someone. And she apparently posted a picture with that special someone, but all you saw was his arm or her arm. Look, no judgment. I don't know.
How you doing?
I mean, it was an arm. Maybe you look after Martel. Wouldn't you probably go to women too?
Lies, the lies.
I mean, I wouldn't blame her, but I don't think so. Okay. So Melody does not want to talk about the relationship that she's in, despite Kimmy trying to be messy and produce a moment, look, which we appreciate because, okay, you're posting on social media. Let me ask the question. And Kimmy's like, Melody's like, you can ask the question. You can ask the question. Doesn't mean I'm going to answer. And I don't blame Melody for not sharing, not just for the reality show. Normally we'd be like, no, you need to share your life on reality TV. No, she doesn't want to share her life because of the crazy ex. I don't blame her. I mean, the fact that she is, look, Gail said, come on. I'm just saying, I just thought about that now. I was like, maybe it was a woman. You never know. I mean, look, I'm just saying. No judgments. It's Pride Month. Come on now. Oh, Virgo Energy says, I wouldn't tell Kimmy a darn thing either. Well, I think she would normally tell Kimmy, just not on camera. So she's, I wouldn't tell Kimmy a darn thing either. We all saw how Hotel ruined that councilman's career because he thought Mel was dating him. Oh, and he wasn't. Kimmy will run it back to Hotel, so nah. I don't blame Melody for not sharing that part of her life, and especially for this show, and especially because she's filming with her abuser, allegedly. Sean, thank you so much for another super chat. Sean says, I follow them on social and I don't see them promoting much. A lot of fundraising. I thought Kimmy would promote her cooking and realty biz. Yo, I don't know. That's a good question, Sean. You know they watch. So can y'all talk to your producers so we can know what y'all doing? Maybe make that a question for Carlos at the reunion. Sean, that would be a good question for the reunion so they can answer. Maybe. Oop, Shonda says, nah, Kimmy has loose lips. Come on. And she had the right loose lips for this meeting. We're going to get into the meeting next. All right, let's get into this meeting so we can get to some callers, guys. If you are a member of the channel, I have already dropped the call-in link for Royal Court members and Senior Royals first. I'm going to drop the call-in link next for Team Kempire members as well. Live chat, we have over 1,300 people here for our recap of Belle Collective and Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let's get to 600 likes, and I'll drop the call and link for the general audience, okay? Liking the videos, and it's easy and free, and it helps support not just my channel, but other channels that talk about Belle Collective, Love and Marriage Huntsville, or like we do here, everything in pop culture, okay? All right. K11 says that Mel's not even really friends with any of them like that. Damn, not even Kimmy? So finally, Martel, Maurice, and Tisha and all of them arrive. Martel tries to shake Melody's hand, and she's just like, hi, Martel. I don't blame her. Does anyone blame her for not shaking the hand? They've been through a lot. And I think people that don't know the stuff that's happening on social media, they're probably like, why is she being so nasty and bitter? No, there's a lot of stuff going on. We literally saw in this episode what's been happening in this court case. So I don't blame her for not shaking. No, don't shake his hand, because then he's going to read too much into that. It's sick. It's a sick situation. She shakes his hand and he falls in love all over again. No, I'm not shaking. Hi, Martel. Have a seat. Melody, maybe that's a reason to dissolve this company, so you don't have to meet with him at all. Just saying. Y'all dissolve the comeback group. You don't have to have these meetings. All right? Or kick him out of the comeback group. Just saying. It's not like you got the cash anyway. All right. So this leads to a conversation. Tisha finally arrives, and they've decided that they're not going to pay anyone in this particular group to be a part of the Black Expo. And here's the thing. Maurice says he doesn't see a problem with them not getting paid. He feels it's a good thing to give back to the community. Marceau is like, anyone that feels like they need to get paid are being greedy. Do you guys agree with Marceau? I don't feel like there's a problem if you are giving a service to someone that you should feel bad about charging for it. Especially because time is money. And it's not, and apparently some of these folks need it. But I also don't see anything wrong with those that want to be like, no, I'll do this for free this one time. But I'm not going to be coming here every week filming meetings with you guys, because now I'm part of the planning group. And we don't know. I feel like Kimmy and Melody don't trust Marceau and Tisha. Because, again, this is an event that they're throwing. Are they really going to be losing out money? Are they really not getting paid for this event? That's my question. And I think that's the question Kimmy and Melody have. Melody's like, okay, now you guys are talking about getting sponsors, but that's something that I brought to the table. That was something that I brought up. Now you guys are talking about sponsors. But they seem so like 10 toes down on not paying anyone that's there. And Kimmy and Melody are like, no, like there's something not right about the way that you guys are handling this. Hold on. Just Simply says, I'm sorry, but the event sounds like an elevated career fair. I agree. That's what I pictured this event to be. Here's the difference, though, than a career fair. There's actually going to be speakers at this event and people giving advice. So it's sort of like this whole situation, which is fine, And I'm okay with them not getting paid, but I'm also okay with them getting paid because they are going to bring people to this situation. They are going to be the ones, if they are going to be on the panel, this is going to bring sponsors. Okay? And honestly, I don't think they're being greedy by saying, well, I feel like I should get paid if I'm going to be a part of this. Apparently, Maurice and Kimmy are not on the same page because Kimmy's like, no, I should get paid for this. But then Maurice gets mad. He was like, you guys are just recycling the comeback group. Or, as we were just saying in the chat, basically you're just recycling a career fair or another expo that does these types of things. This is not something new. This is not a unique idea. So when they say that they're recycling the comeback group, I'm like, well, the comeback group is it's not necessarily, look, we already had plenty of expos where we have people speaking and doing things in regards to careers and things like that. So this is not new under the sun. This is definitely not new under the sun. I don't see anything wrong with Melody or Kimmy asking to be paid for their time. And even Martel seems to be defending Melody getting paid. Melody apparently did not send them her writer. She probably doesn't want Leticia knowing how much she gets paid for speaking events. Can you blame them? So it seems like the bigger issue here is there's a lack of trust amongst this cast. But I will be honest, their scenes with the comeback group were some of the best. Because they always are just like very interesting and engaged when these couples come together. But I don't see anything wrong with them getting paid. I find it more interesting that Marceau and Tisha are so like, no, no, we are not paying you. And if you want to get paid, you're being greedy. I don't think they're being greedy by asking to be paid for their work and their time. Especially because we didn't know that this is a black event that you're saying, black as, Q-U-E. This is a black event. And we don't 100% believe that you're not going to be making money off of this, off of our name. Specifically, Melody. Let's be honest. Melody has most of the bigger presence of, if she shows up to the event, that's what's going to bring in sponsors. That's what's going to bring in more money. More people that are going to want to come. Are people really going to show up for Marceau, Maurice, and Kimmy? Probably Kimmy. But no, let's speak on it. The person who has the following, who has the melanators, come on. They're going to be showing up for Melody. And that's just numbers. We were talking about this. We were talking about the SWV and Escape situation. Now Melody was going to put people in those seats. Okay. So she is the headliner. She's the headliner. And I just found it interesting how gun-ho Marceau and Tisha were like, we're not paying you guys. That's it. And if you want to get paid, you're greedy. Okay. So would you get involved? Would you be a part of this situation if you were them? Staniel says it got a little heated at the end. Yeah, it got more than a little heated. Kimmy was reading them down. Now I'm thinking, is this going to affect Kimmy's relationship with Tisha? Because they've been in a good place. I mean, if you can separate business and family, it shouldn't. I don't know if Tisha can, though. Jacqueline says they should get paid. Let's do a poll. Simone says, Kempire, this is a money grab for the Scotts. They're in a financial ruin. The producers won't show it, allegedly. And I think that's part of the reason why Kimmy and Melody are like, no, we need to get paid for this because we know that you guys are going to get paid for this. They don't trust them. All right, I'm going to end this poll. You guys rated this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville with over 700 and something votes. You rated it, 49% of you rated it between 7 and 10. 38% of you rated it between 4 and 6. Not bad. Not bad. So I'm going to end this poll, but I'm going to ask you this question. I'm going to do another poll on YouTube, guys. And if you're watching on TikTok, or if you're watching on Twitch, Twitter, or Facebook, head on over to YouTube so you can vote in the poll. So let me just ask the poll. Should the others be paid for the Black Expo? Yes, no, maybe. I'll add. So I'm gonna ask you guys that in the chat. You vote in the chat and we'll come back to that. We're gonna get to some callers, and callers, everyone's getting a minute today because I gotta go. I ain't got time. So like the video, live chat, and I'll drop the call link for the general audience. Alana, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you supporting the channel. All right, Stanielle, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, I'm sorry, run me and my dark soul, my check, not my dark soul. Don't you mean greedy soul? That's what he was calling them. He was calling them greedy. He's calling them greedy. Thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you supporting the channel. Guys, you can support the channel also by liking the video. You can support the channel by getting some merch. Head on over to houseofkempire.com for our Pride merch for the month. And I will be opening up all the other merch as well very soon. So stay tuned for that. Just keep locking on in. And if you are a member of the channel, if you are at a certain tier of the membership, I've also posted a discount code in the community tab. All right. So members, senior royals, and I believe royal court members as well, you have access to a discount code. Okay. All right. And don't tell anybody. All right. Let's go. Shonda says greedy and paid. Y'all are a mess. All right, let's get to some callers. So so this conversation ended pretty abruptly. Because, well, it didn't end, but it gets heated because Maurice accuses them of recycling the comeback group idea. All right, and it seems as if everybody's on the same page in regards to getting paid, except Marceau and Tisha. Okay. You guys are funny in the chat. All right, let me switch this out and let me put on our disclaimer. Hold on. Again, to the callers, no profanity. Short and shady. Members, you will have a minute to share your thoughts. Okay, so let's bring up Amy J first. What's going on, Amy J?
Hey, how's everybody doing this Sunday?
We are great. How are you?
How you doing, Kempire?
I'm doing well.
I watched both of them. Yeah, Bill Collective and was it the
Love Marriage?
Love Marriage. Okay, Belle Collective was good. I have to say, the abuse storyline is, I'm a little uneasy about the situation and how they're kind of tiptoeing around. I think his name is Cliff.
Yes.
It's just it's uncomfortable to watch because clearly he has his views about things and he's not able to express them fully, but you can kind of see it through his anger and his expressions with his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that should be taken off camera because at this point it's just hard and cringy to watch. The woman who is working on the streets and getting them together, I forgot her name, Ikeisha. Ikeisha, I really feel like they should do more in investing in that because that would be a bigger example of how people can come together and build something. I really like that her family has she showed something from her family that most people wouldn't have shown because of the success they had, her being an outside child. I really watching that. But other than that, I mean, it was good.
Okay.
I didn't get the other one, but I'll talk to you another time.
Okay. Thanks, Amy. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. All right. We're going to bring up Brooklyn Star next. What's going on, Brooklyn Star?
Hey, Kempire. Happy Sunday.
You too.
Okay, I'm going to be real quick. Martel, I'm so tired of him coming into these business ventures unprepared and doesn't do his research. Nobody's buying the wine because you're not a wine drinker. Nobody's buying the cookbook because you don't cook, you grill, and you're not even a grill master. You just do burgers, steaks, and hamburgers. I just think that he is the face, and he'll get a small percentage because the guy he's partnered up with is actually well known around here. The women in the community and men in general around here wear his suits. He does really well here. I think the Scotts are getting paid in the back end somehow. I don't believe that they're not getting paid. And the way their energy coming into this meeting, talking to the rest is crazy to me. You're asking them for help. They didn't come to you. They could like support you guys just by coming to the booth or something. But the way you're talking to them is really nasty. Okay. And in this episode, what was more important to me, I'm into background. Lou and Tiffany background always bothers me. I just don't understand why. I think they're hoarders, and the camera is always doing a tight little like thing with them. If you notice, and every time Lou was in the picture, we got more and more of this room. By the end, I seen the dog laying on the bed and things on the top. I'm concerned. Okay, I'm concerned. Okay. But that was what I noticed.
Thank you for calling in, Brooklyn Star. Bye.
Bye.
I don't pay attention to these things until she points them out. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Rewind. Okay. You never know how people are living. Again, guys, if you remember the channel, I posted the call-in link on the community tab here on YouTube. Let's get into our next caller. Obi's backstage. We're going to bring him up. What's going on, Obi?
Hey. Martel wasn't defending Mel. He was defending the chances of his future child support. Marcel and Tisha had better get that comeback group right before trying to repackage it. Because if Kimmy is still running those numbers and taxes, they're going to get caught up in court again. Big Lou is clearly onto Tiffany's BS and knows she's manipulative. So it's kind of confusing why he was getting a little too activated for something his wife started. A pregnant woman seeing stars is an obstetric emergency, and it took a little too long for them to get an ambulance. Melody should not be posting pictures on her socials if she's not going to talk about it on the show. That's my opinion. Bye, Kempire.
Bye, Obi. I mean, that part did stand out to me. Okay, you're going to post this person's arm on social media. If I don't want to talk about someone, you're not going to see anything. You're not going to see an arm. You're not going to see a toe. You're not going to see a nose. You're not going to see anything. If you don't want to talk, you're on a reality show about your life. So that's the part I'm sort of like, Melody, if you really don't want to talk about it, if you really don't want Martel to know, are you really going to share that at all on social media? Just saying. All right. Let's bring up Adrian next. What's going on, Adrian?
Hey, love, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, so I didn't even watch Love and Marriage Huntsville. I just wanted to specifically talk about Ikeisha. Y'all know that is my soror. That's my pro fight. But in terms of that, the poor planning also leads to gentrification in our community. In Central Brooklyn alone, they lost over $1 billion in equity was stolen from Black homeowners. And so one of the things that hurts us the most is our elders getting scammed. So when we leave these properties unprotected legally through, like I said, most of the attorneys I work with, they say put the house in an LLC and then put the LLC in a family trust. So you get the legal protection of the LLC, but the family generational wealth and being able to pass down through the trust. But my husband's Jewish colleagues, he told them that their families tell them to take out large policies on each parent, and the children split the premium. So they'll take out $5 million on mom, $5 million on dad, and then when they die, they get to split that money tax free, and you can borrow against it. So that's one of the things that we're not using life insurance. You do need to get life insurance on your kids. We need to stop reading for grad school. I start in September. It's called The Color of Law by Richard Rothstein, and it talks about government-sponsored racism. The reason our communities look like that, and what Pharaoh Street and even Huntsville could have been in terms of talking about revitalization of these Black districts, that's not accidental. This was the government absolutely contributing to those areas looking like that. So people need to be aware of that. And I really, I'm disappointed in Huntsville because it started out where they really could have talked about that, because at the beginning they were saying, hey, Huntsville's this new place on the map. And I was like, oh, tell me more about this. And then it, quickly delved into some nonsense. So I think that was a missed opportunity. So I really want to follow what Ikeisha and what Leticia seems like. It seems like she had it coming from a good place in her heart. But I want to see what they can do with that Pharaoh Street project for real.
Yeah, definitely. Adrian, thank you so much. And thank you for the advice you gave earlier as well. Take care.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Guys, keep liking the video if you haven't already. Let me just say thank you. We did have a super chat. Sean, thank you so much for the super chat. Another super chat. Sean says, Tisha and Marceau need to pay the panel. Period. I don't see the issue in paying them. And like I said, I think the person they're going to be paying the most would be Melody, to be honest. And she would be worth it. She's going to bring the Melanators to your event. Sometimes you got to think about the bigger picture. Not fight over like, oh, you got to pay this. Well, if it's just you and you're not inviting Melody to speak, then is it going to be as successful? Your event, is it going to be as successful? All right, we're going to bring up Auntie Robin's here. Hey, Auntie Robin.
Hey, how you doing, Kempire?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Listen, this is probably my favorite episode all season.
Oh,
it wasn't terribly mean and nasty. It had good, fun shade, interesting information, and it shared a lot of things. So I'm gonna be all over the map, but I'm gonna be fast. I love the fact that Kimmy was activated about that comeback group and talking about Black Expo with the QE. I believe that Marcel and Tisha are straight up posers. They have zero reliable business sense or acumen. The discussions about the suits was flimsy because it had no detail. It was just like, oh, can I put my name on this? I love the way that they did the scene with Melody and her attorney because it was not harsh. It was very straight up. And, she was her little nicey self. So I appreciate that. We talk about Tiffany and Lou a lot. We do, but the show doesn't. If you took a moment to even just listen to what Tiffany said she was going to DC to speak about, she was talking about her business. They don't ever bring that up.
Yeah.
And again, I just think that the Scotts are scammers and moving into a tiny house or a 2-room apartment. Happy Sunday.
You too, Robin. Take care. All right. We're going to bring up Danielle next. What's going on, Danielle?
Oh, shucks, I wasn't ready. I was just calling to piggyback on what Adrian said.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to find a video that I'm referencing, but on YouTube, there are videos that teach you how to use your insurance policies, how to gain insurance policies, how to use them to build your own wealth as well as borrow against yourself as opposed to borrowing against banks. I know one of the big YouTube pages I watch is the Wall Street Journal. They always have pieces on this, and it's sometimes just 6-minute pieces. So go to the Wall Street Journal YouTube page and just start watching some of the videos. They're giving information that's free that no one knows about, and we don't talk about in our own community that we should talk about. They even have a video on there about if you inherited a house. I'm in that situation now. I've inherited a house and what to do with it, the house completely paid for, how to keep it. And that's what real wealth is, especially when we keep talking about this. What's the word that everyone goes to with wealth?
Generational wealth.
Generational wealth is not just buying a house. Generational buying the house, having it paid for, and passing it down. And these are the little things we got to learn about. So just
and not passing down debt.
Yeah, and not passing down debt. That's the key part. But go to Wall Street Journal on YouTube. It's a lot of little mini videos there to teach you a lot. That's it.
Thank you, Danielle. Take care.
Bye.
All right, we're going to get to some more calls, guys. We're going to wrap this up. If you're just joining us, don't forget to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. We're talking about Belle Collective, and we're talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. Replay crew, don't forget to let us know your thoughts. And don't forget to vote in this poll, live chat. Let me see what the poll is saying. Should the others be paid for the Black Expo? Resoundingly, 86% of you with 376 votes are saying yes, they should be paid. Keep voting. Keep voting. We'll check back in just a second. All right, because we already have over 1,300 of you watching on multiple platforms. All right. All right. Common Sense, I'm going to bring you up next. What's going on, Common Sense?
Hey, Kempire, how are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing better. But I want to say real quick, the thing with Mel not showing her significant other right now is not good to show him right now because Martel is unhinged still. Leticia and Marceau, they need the money and they need to get together. And also, why would you want Mel, the dark soul, to come on there? But you need that dark soul to pull you up and pull you out and bring in people. That makes no sense. Mel and Kimmy are onto something. To be real, those are the only two true business people there. There's a difference in having a business dream and executing a business. And they can't do it without Mel, but they want to talk about her like a dog. And the other thing with Latrice real quick in abuse, we can see the abuse, but until Latrice can see the abuse, it's nothing we can say, you know? And those $17 million, what are they, $17 million billionaires? Yeah, they need $17 right now. Okay. Have a good day, Kempire.
You too, Miss Jennifer. Thanks for calling in.
All right. Bye-bye.
Y'all are so shady. It's Sunday. Calm down. All right. Reclaim my time. I'm bringing you up next. What's going on? I reclaim my time.
What's up? Yes, it's Kari. I reclaim my time, so pay me for it. Just like them people need to pay the people that they sitting there asking for something. I don't understand how Marceau don't think that he a scammer and he's sitting there calling people greedy for wanting to get paid. It ain't you been in court just a little bit enough, sir? And then on the Belle Collective, Latrice, I'm really starting to feel sorry for you because unlike other people, I believe that you recognize the abuse that you're going through. You just don't think that it's worse enough for you to leave your marriage. And that's super sad that you can sit across from a man that says that you are essentially below him and then go into your confessional and like rearrange his words to make yourself feel better. That pains me for you because you're so beautiful and you can get somebody that matches you, not only on the outside, but on the inside as well. That's all I want to say. Latrice, baby, do better. Be better. You can get better. Seriously.
All right. Thank you, Kari, for calling in. All right. I forgot this. I forgot this element. Hold on. Where's the comment? Oh, Jesse's girl says, I'm a nurse. 911 will send Tiffany in lieu of bill. I didn't think about that aspect, especially depending on if you have insurance and depending on your type of insurance. Sometimes calling 911 is expensive. Again, I don't want to get on a soapbox, but let me get on one. This is why people keep saying health, general health, health insurance, that is a human right. No one should put their health on the side because they're thinking about paying for it. She's in a medical emergency, and if that's what was on her mind, that's crazy to me. Not for her, in regards to our system here in America. Okay, let me get off my soapbox. Okay. All right. Miss Bernice, I want to bring you up next. What's going on, Miss Bernice?
Hey, happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday. On Latrice and Glenn, whatever the hell his name is, excuse me. There's a 20-year age difference between them. So all the accolades that Latrice is going to go through, he's already been through, but he's going to stunt her from having that growing into her own. That's why you don't get with somebody that much older than you, because he's like a vampire of energy. He want to turn her into an old lady like him, basically. For Marceau and Leticia, if you have more sponsorships, that means you have more money to spend. You may have money to pay your people to come there to speak, but when you have more sponsors, that means they're going into your budget for advertisement, for food, for the venue. Less money you have to come out of your pocket. But I'm sorry, I learned that in Business 101. I'm sorry you didn't take that class. Duh.
Okay, Miss Bernice. Thank you for calling in.
Okay, bye-bye.
Miss Bernice took that in Business 101. What y'all doing? Just saying. Anyways, guys, thank you to everyone that called, and we appreciate you guys taking time out of your Sunday for our recap of Belle Collective and Love and Marriage Huntsville. Based off the preview for next week, it seems as if things get even more heated amongst this group, and things get heated with Stormy's family. I didn't expect to see that. I did not expect to see that next week, but I'm already team auntie because you already know Stormy's mom's mouth is reckless. Stormy's mom is reckless, so I don't know, but I'll wait till I watch the scene. I need to watch the scene, but I guess we're taking a whole other sidestep out of the other drama, and we're going into Stormy's family drama. How do you guys feel about that? How do you feel about that? Stormy, don't ruin your business for the sake of Carlos King. Just saying. I'm just saying. Look, I'm surprised you even doing the show. Anyways, but I blame y'all. Because y'all the one who pointed out, oh, we love Stormy. We love her products. Bring her on the show. And now she's on the show. And now y'all don't like her. Some of y'all. I still like Stormy. Sean, thank you so much for the super chat. Another super chat. We appreciate your support. Sean says that after Mel and Martel's drama, Marceau and Tisha are the draw with their drama. Then Kimmy. Maurice is not a draw. However, everyone should get paid. I heard Black Lounge does very well. Maybe. I don't know. You never know with these reality stars and their businesses and things like that. Far more of the people, these reality stars businesses don't do necessarily as well as they try to make them seem on these shows, to be honest with you. But I don't know in regards to Marceau and Tisha's business. All right. Thank you to everyone that called in. Happy Pride, guys. Don't forget, the Pride merch is now available at houseofkempire.com. More information is available in the description of this video, along with TheKempire.com. We can follow me on all my socials. I will see you guys tonight for our Real Housewives of Atlanta watch party at probably like around 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So stay tuned for that. Follow me on TikTok. Everything is at TheKempire. And follow me on Twitter, because for a whole other experience, including our Kempire After Dark, which is pinned to my profile on Twitter. So if you missed that, go head on over there and check that out. That is at the Kempire as well. Thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you to everyone that sent in a super chat. Thank you to our King's Guards. We could not do this without them. Thank you to our members of the channel. To become a member, head on over to teamkempire.com/join. And don't forget, we are raising money for the Trevor Project for Pride Month. So replay crew, or if you want to head on over to our last video that we posted, you'll be able to see the donation area there. But it should be available after the live somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. All right. Thank you all for being here. Everyone have a great rest of your Sunday. I'm going to go. Is the weather good today in New York? I don't know. It looks a little shaky. Anyways, I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my Sunday. I'll see you guys tonight for the Real Housewives of Atlanta watch party. Everyone have a great day. Oh, wait. Let me see. Based off of almost 500 votes, you guys said that 87% of you said that they should be paid for the Black Expo. They should be paid for the Black Expo. I don't see why they shouldn't. Like I said before, without Melody, your Black Expo will probably do okay. But if you wanted to do amazing things and you want to continue to do it and you want to do it in other cities, you got to pay people sometimes. Would it be great if everyone volunteered their time? Yes. However, no one's showing up for Marceau or Tisha. Let's be honest. Guys, we have over 1,200 people here. Let's get to 750 liking the videos, and easy and free way of supporting the channel. I appreciate you all being here. Everyone have a great rest of your day. I will see you all later. Let's get out of here.